Hey everyone, I am doing some breaking news. Okay, sort of, but not really. We have been we wrapped up the season of Welcome to Plathville, the 6 episodes that just aired on TLC that followed a family that is a part of the Quiverful movement. Barry and Kim Plath are the parents of 9 children that are living and 1 child that passed away tragically. And their family and of living sort of off the grid, sort of kind of, the children have limited technology. They are not allowed to have sugar and eat candy and really interact with the world. They're homeschooled. They are very limited in terms of who they're around and what they do and all of that good stuff, okay? So the season ended with this twist where it made it look like Olivia purchased a ticket for Mariah without Barry and Kim's permission. I already told you that earlier this week, Olivia said that's not how it happened. She insists that Barry and Kim actually had the go-ahead to buy the ticket, that Barry actually assisted with her purchase of the ticket, and that they knew about the concert and Mariah leaving, and that she never would have done any of those things without their permission. She also said that she felt manipulated to being on the show by her mother-in-law, Kim, and that she would not be back for another season along with Ethan. She said that they would not be used again. Without Olivia, it would follow again Barry and Kim Plath with their other younger children. They still have issues going on with Mariah and Micah, who are now sort of in the world and have become worldly away from the belief system of their parents. Well, she has been going on and on and on Instagram, getting lots of hate. And love her or hate her, I think that Olivia has a strong voice. She has gone through a lot. She has left her previous belief system in the Quiverful movement behind. She is opening up wounds as she processes and deconstructs. There is a process that people go once they step away from a belief system called deconstruction that can be incredibly challenging. And then she moved across the country to marry Ethan and is away from her family. It's been quite a year, and they've only been married a year, and they were on a reality show. So on Instagram, she actually shared this post just now. Your triggers and emotional reactions are reminders of what's content until January. I have received hate on all of my platforms since the show aired, and while I know that is just part of being in this industry, I don't need to be seeing that negativity and toxicity every day. I'm a strong person, not necessarily because I was born that way, but because life was hard, and I learned to stand up for myself and others. Bullies and narcissists don't faze me. And if I see someone I love being hurt or abused, it is not in my nature to stay silent. In this past year if this past year for you didn't include getting married and moving 800 miles away from your family, leaving your family behind, processing your childhood and rediscovering yourself, having your in-laws slander you on national TV, and dealing with narcissistic behavior, emotional, psychological, and spiritual abuse every day, then you can't understand my story and don't have a reason to tell me why I'm doing everything wrong. I'm hurt and I'm young, but I'm learning those things are hard, and when displayed on TV, they're even harder because you suddenly have a peanut gallery with you. I made my mistakes during the filming of the show, the first one being allowing myself to be manipulated into doing it, and I'm not afraid to own up to that. But until you've dealt with a narcissistic behavior, you have no idea how easy it is to freak out and react in an effort to protect yourself and those you love. To everyone who has been supportive, thank you. Oh, I'm missing one part. Hold on. There was one more screenshot. To everyone who has been supportive, thank you. I know I will continue to grow and evolve as a person with your encouragement. I want to use my break from social media to love well on the people in my corner and listen to their stories. I want to use the time I would have spent scrolling to dive deeper into praying over who I'm meant to be as a person. Cheers to the next month being full of growing, processing emotions, and embracing my story, however hard and imperfect and messy it is. Merriest of Christmases to you all. So she is mad, and there's a lot of people even in the comments on my videos that really they're so angry with her because they feel like she interfered with Kim, that she had no right to do any of these things. But when I spoke to her, Olivia, weeks ago, it was very clear to me that there is this belief that what's going on in this home is not okay, and it's beyond just normal parenting issues. And there's a lot of discussion about maybe there's some emotional and spiritual abuse going on in this home. And she has said a lot that her mother-in-law is a narcissist, and that if you don't understand a narcissist, you will never understand what it's like to be in a situation that she's in. Ethan has said that his mother hasn't hugged him since he's 12 years old, and when I spoke to him, called his mother selfish and self-serving. And if it's not about Kim, it's not about anything else. So Kim and Barry are going to go back on TV apparently for a season 2. And it's really disconcerting to me that this is again going to be a show where we talk about a religious family, and I'm not against religious people at all. Like, I need to be very clear with that. These are not people that are part of a traditional sector of the religious world. These are people that are involved in an organization and a mindset that's very extreme, and it's very harmful to the people that are in their lives. And I think the fact that we sort of gloss over these things, TLC does, they put these families on these shows, but then they don't really dive into the beliefs and what they mean and how they interact with the world and the impact these people that has on the children. And I think, she has a right to be angry. Now, Kim, for her part, hasn't said anything. She's not really on social media, but I can understand why Olivia would be angry. But reality TV, sadly, this is what they do. I mean, they twist narratives. When you sign a contract with reality TV, they say that they can basically portray you in any which way they want to portray you. They can have you be a bully. They can have you be the enemy, the villain, the heroine. You are at the discretion of their editing. I have seen some of these contracts that these people sign. They are signing basically their life away in the event to have a little bit of exposure on TV. They have no control of the story or how it's written. And I just think this is kind of what you sign up for. I know she said that she felt manipulated to do it. And when I spoke with her, she said that she felt like the only way that she would see the kids would be through filming, because she says that Kim promised her that if they filmed, she would be able to see the children. However, she also has said that since filming, they haven't been allowed to see the kids. That's manipulation, right? If you're gonna say, like, you can have this, but then you can't have this, but you can, I'll let you do this. It just seems as though that, like, if you start digging into Kim's background on her Facebook, it's been very clear that she's been looking for a way for her family to have a level of fame. And Olivia did say last week that they've purchased one of the largest homes in town, and that fame has done a number on them, and now it's all about things. That's her allegation. I don't know what's true, but the thing about it is, we do know is that TLC producers did change the narrative. It's probably because they were really tanking in the ratings. When Kim became unlikable, everything shifted. It shifted away from Olivia being the sort of savior of Mariah, and more towards Kim fighting to save Mariah from Olivia. And Mariah was the pawn between the two of them, and Kim was the nice mother-in-law that didn't understand why her daughter-in-law was doing these things. When behind the scenes, Olivia said there was so much going on that they weren't catching or even talking about. And it's just so just, it's so frustrating that people put themselves in these situations. They sign their lives away. They allow editing to go a certain way. This is just going to end up like all the other reality show families. They always end up getting torn apart by these types of shows. So many of them. I mean, so many of them. Kate and John plus 8. Mama June's family is like completely separated from her now. You know, like, I don't think you have to dig deep to see like how bad reality TV can mess people up. I think sadly that Olivia is seeing firsthand what happens when editing does one way and it portrays you in a way that you don't believe that you are. I think people are either on sides of two ways. They're either Team Kim or they're Team Olivia. And I personally am not a fan of Kim. I don't like the way that she is I believe she's very controlling. I don't believe this has anything to do with religion. I think this has to do with control. And I think she's using religion as a scapegoat for that control, if that makes sense, which can happen a lot. A lot of people will say that's not someone who's religious, and I would agree. It's using religion as a vehicle to be controlling. So I don't want to know what your thoughts are. Are you surprised that she said that they slandered her and that she was manipulated and that she's been abused by them in the past year? I guess I'm not. But, you know, it's weird because Kim and Barry never say anything, so you never know what their side of the story is. So that's all I have for now. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below. I'll be back later. Bye, guys.